What's up, everybody? It's Mike and Dave hit the stage. I'm Mike.
I'm Dave.
And today, we are doing mandatory Metallica.
Mandatory. These are the songs you have to listen to.
Well,
By penalty of death?
I don't know. I've been growing up my whole life, and that's what it's been called. Every time they play, well, remember not Q104, 92.3, K-Rock. They used to have a thing on Mondays. I think it was mandatory Metallica.
Wow, when I named this list, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't.
Yeah, and they would play like 2 or 3 Metallica songs.
In a row?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's, for the time, that's innovative.
It was cool as hell. But that's why we decided to call this list Mandatory Metallica.
That's not why I called it that.
This is nothing. Well, that's why I told you to call it that.
Oh, that's right.
But this is nothing but Metallica songs.
Strap in.
Yeah.
This is gonna be interesting because it's gonna be a double up. We picked one song each from each album to talk about. It's gonna be a good time.
Not every album, by the way.
Yeah, we skipped a couple. I didn't skip as many as you skipped, and you added something I didn't even think of.
Yeah.
So we kind of have a good balance.
We missed all the later.
Not all of them. We skipped Death Magnetic and Hardwired.
Yeah.
And you
and
added
Saint Anger.
Oh, that's right. Well, Saint Anger doesn't count.
See?
Lulu doesn't count.
Okay.
And we decided not to use anything from S&M 1 or 2.
Right.
And because of the nature of Garage Days and Garage Days Revisited and Revisited, since they're all covers, we decided not to do those. Those should be covered on a separate covers.
Yeah, which we will definitely do. We've done a cover episode already.
Which I don't think had any Metallica.
No, it definitely did.
Because Metallica doesn't often cover other bands.
Except for the Garage Days.
Yes.
Which they cover a lot.
I'm just going to say it now. Am I Evil by Diamond Head is the best cover they've ever done.
Yes.
And it actually reinvigorated Diamond Head's career twice.
Yeah, so much so that
they're changing their sound to sound like Metallica. Which is actually the reason I picked the first song on this list.
All right, let's hit it.
So the first song from Kill 'Em All is No Remorse. And the reason I picked it is because when Diamond Head decided to retune their sound to sound like Metallica, they did the remake of Am I Evil, sounding like Metallica,
right?
And they covered No Remorse.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Was it good?
Yes.
Now, I told you the story about Kill 'Em All. It was the first CD I ever bought.
Yes.
And I had to tell my dad that the first CD I ever wanted to buy was Kill 'Em All, and he didn't protest. He bought me the album, and I think he noticed once. It wasn't your typical devil music,
It isn't.
No.
They really weren't.
No, but I think that the name caught him by surprise, and it's still by far, I think, my favorite Metallica album.
The first 4 Metallica albums, it stood out in the lower end of audio production quality.
Right.
But in a very interesting...
But you know my deal. I like the...
Yeah, you like a little grit into your recording.
Yeah.
But that's not what... I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying it was the least well-produced. Mm-hmm. But the standards got pretty high by the end of the first 4 albums.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not talking about the Bob Rock days. We're not getting there yet.
Right. So yeah, No Remorse. This whole album, it's one of the albums that I could put on my.
It's a beginning to end
perfect album. Yeah.
It's not like Ride the Lightning, where you have that one definite skip in the middle.
Well, we went through that,
yes.
on a previous
and we'll
list.
go through it again. It's not. Well, I guess it's not on the list, but we can talk about it.
Of course.
The first time I heard Kill 'Em All was after I got into metal.
Yeah.
I started listening to Metallica and worked my way back. And the first time I heard Anesthesia Pulling Teeth,
yes,
I lost my mind.
So good, right? So
I was
cool.
like, Jesus Christ, what is that?
Yeah, that's the bass.
That's the bass. That's the guy that everyone makes fun of in a band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what we are. It's fucking awesome. Then I found out every one of the first 3 albums has a bass-centric song.
Yeah.
And I was in love. Mm-hmm. My wife does not like Metallica
At all?
at all.
Why?
She has a problem with the way they treat their fans, and she said the pricing for their tickets, and
Yeah, but I don't think that's them.
it's partially them. The suing of Napster.
That was
It was
that definitely put a
yeah, Sane Anger. She blames Sane Anger completely on them, and I do too.
well, yeah.
They allowed that to happen. What was the other thing she complained? Oh, Lulu.
Gee, she really does just have
When she doesn't
laundry
like
list-
something, she
a laundry
motherfucks
list
them.
of shit.
Yeah, she's fuck them.
Wow.
That's my wife. I picked a good one. She is amazing.
My wife could give 2 shits about Metallica, really, I think. But all right, so you picked No Remorse.
Yes,
I picked
Hit the Lights, which is the perfect start.
which you think it's their first album, and this is the way it starts. And I told you before, it felt like a live show to me.
Yes.
It felt like,
Because we've seen live shows start like this.
right. And it's the perfect introduction to Metallica.
Absolutely.
I mean, think about it. Think about 1983, right? This album comes out. You don't know anything about Metallica. You get this album, and that's how it starts. And it's basically telling you, hit the lights. I mean, it's here we are.
Yeah.
It's the spotlight. And where do you go from there? It just gets better and better, that album.
It is amazing. It is absolutely phenomenal.
Right?
Honestly, the weak song on this album is Metal Militia.
Yeah, I like Metal Militia.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's of the songs, it's the weakest.
It's the cheesiest of them.
Yes, it is the weakest of these songs,
Yeah.
but it's a good song.
Doesn't he say leather and metal are our uniforms or something in that song?
He says no life to leather and hit the lights. So what the fuck are you? There's a Funko Pop of the leather-clad Rob Halford in front of my laptop. Where are we complaining?
I'm not.
I know.
I just sometimes, like, when I listen to it, I'm like, oh, all right, guys.
It's like, sorry, I said this out loud.
Because they did that, but they never went back to it.
No.
It was not their... well, I mean, they wore leather jackets and whatnot, but it wasn't their identity.
No, it wasn't
like Rob
Judas
Halford.
Priest.
Yeah.
It became their
Hell-bent
identity.
for leather and all
Oh
this,
man! By the way, before they got into that, they dressed like hippies.
Yes.
It
It's
was
crazy.
uncomfortable to look at.
Yeah.
Because they were playing songs like Dreamer, Deceiver. He was wearing like flowy shirts and
Yeah, it
bell
was
bottoms.
yeah.
I love Rob Halford. That was not the look he needed.
He definitely made the right change.
That was the leather daddy look really got him. It really made the world. What? Is there a better description?
No, there's not.
There's not. It's a leather
No.
daddy.
And it's what we all remember. I mean, like I've said a million times before, they're coming out on that. You got
On the
another
motorcycle.
thing coming.
Yep.
Video.
By the way,
What?
that's the best title for a Halford song.
And you know what? I've always known it as you got another thing coming. You know, it's another think coming, not the song. The saying is you have another think coming.
What?
I swear to look it up.
No, I don't want to look it up.
Okay, why we?
I don't know. We got off on a tangent.
Yeah, we're on Judas Priest again. Shocker in our Metallica.
Yeah. Well, think about who inspired Metallica. It was Tigers of Pantang, Diamond Head, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden.
Mm-hmm.
These are the guys that pushed forward.
Right.
And in them pushing forward, they pushed Metallica. It's like it's the water pushing the wave towards the coastline.
Mm-hmm.
It was just getting bigger and bigger.
And Metallica took this and just ran with it.
Oh yeah, they absolutely did. The bullet belt look.
Yeah, I mean, and it worked.
Yeah.
It got all of us. I mean, I was a kid.
Oh, quick history. We normally talk about Metallica history. We didn't mention. So the original lineup, Ron McGovney, with the original pre-recording lineup, the demo days, Ron McGovney, Dave Mustaine, James Hetfield, Lars Ulrich. Ron McGovney, they got rid of. I think he had substance problems and he was fighting a lot with the band, so they let him go, and then they got Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Cliff, they started the process of recording and getting ready. And when they came to New York, they sent Dave Mustaine back on a bus. Bologna on hand sandwich, fuck off. And they got in Kirk Hammett. My brain just completely fucking stopped. I heard my brain go, fuck you.
Go ahead.
And that was the lineup until 1986 and the unfortunate death of Cliff Burton. Almost immediately, within a few months, they got Jason Newsted. I don't know how many people had tried out, but I heard it wasn't many. And
Les Claypool tried out.
Les Claypool talked to them about trying out, and once he realized who they were,
he was not.
He was like, "I could jam on Isley Brothers," and they just laughed. Yeah, that would never have been a good fit. He's a phenomenal bassist.
Yeah, not Metallica.
Not Metallica.
Would have been interesting though.
Once again, the greatest lie ever told. Hulk Hogan says he tried out for Metallica.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Full of shit.
Hulk
One of the
Hogan.
only people that could call you brother. And
Are we gonna get back there?
no, I'm not doing it again.
Okay, good.
I'm not doing it again. Anyway, yeah. So then they got Jason Newsted. Jason Newsted lasted into the 2000s when he was working. He wanted to work on a side project, and the band collectively said no. And in return, he said, "Then I'm leaving," and left. And that led to the pre-production for Saint Anger, where Bob Rock took over recording bass for the album, which is meh. The bass recordings are meh, whatever. And they started looking for a new bassist, which we got to see in the documentary Some Kind of Monster. Mm-hmm. We got to see Scott Reeder, Pepper Keenan, Twiggy Ramirez. I can't remember the guy from the Cult, Billy Duffy?
I don't know. I don't know the Cult that well.
And Robert Trujillo. Mm-hmm. And we got to see all of them try out, playing almost the same. Like, they showed most of them playing For Whom the Bell Tolls, not right. And then they show Robert Trujillo just nailing everything. Then he plays Battery and Whiplash, and they're like, it's undeniable.
Right. Who had the job? Yeah.
Who got the job? He was the guy. Mm-hmm. So that is now the current lineup from the early 2000s to today. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of member changes for a band of this caliber.
Yeah, it's over 30 years old.
And not a lot of internal drama brought to light.
Well,
the Napster stuff and the fighting.
Right. And then in Some Kind of Monster, you saw, James going through his
struggle towards sobriety. And Lars, you really showed Lars as an antagonist in everything he does. Mm-hmm. But you can see the family that they've created. Mm-hmm. They're a dysfunctional family like every band should be.
Right.
But it was interesting. It was definitely interesting to see. And Hit the Lights was that first song.
Oh.
That first one. I don't think either one of these were written by Dave Mustaine either. Because there are a few songs on Kill 'Em All that were written by Dave Mustaine.
Right. Wasn't it
Four Horsemen?
Yeah. I thought to say Mechanics.
Yeah. God, yeah. Take Four Horsemen, throw some cocaine on it, and then play it 5 times faster.
Yeah.
And not well.
No, it was terrible.
God. Anyway, so now we're going to jump to the next album.
Mm-hmm. Well, these go in order.
Yeah, these are going to go in chronological order, not in album order. Like on the album, we're just picking the songs that we liked.
Oh, yeah.
At that time.
Right.
So the next one is me, and that's Creeping Death. Mm-hmm. Off the album Ride the Lightning. And Ride the Lightning is one of my favorite terms.
That's the electric chair.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Creeping Death, tell me why.
This is another one of those weird historical songs.
Yeah.
Because it's, the creeping death. Slaves, Hebrews weren't to serve to the Pharaoh. Yeah. So.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. So this is that song. This is it's a rough song too. It's really aggressive.
And it's also a song that actually, at least in my eyes, the live version has become the more popular version that I hear all the time when I listen to, satellite radio or whatever, or when somebody plays it.
Yes.
It's usually the live version because in the middle everybody chants "die."
Yes.
So
It is a great breakdown.
it's cool. It works.
It's one of those ones that you can't deny but want to bang your head and or at least chant "die" with them.
It definitely works.
Oh yeah, it's a great song, and you picked. You picked it. You picked the second
Yeah.
of the bass centric songs, the Call of Cthulhu.
I love that the first few albums had instrumentals. It's a cool way to just show.
It's really showing off Cliff,
Right.
because
And
you can feel Cliff's writing in this.
yeah. But it's a cool way of just, hey, here's what else we can do without singing. And the funny thing about this is it's an over 8-minute song.
Yes.
And I can listen to the whole thing
It's
because it goes somewhere.
it flows.
Right.
It literally goes from point. I talk about classical music like this. If it doesn't surge in waves,
Right.
it doesn't feel right.
And I tell you that all the time with
It's
these
important.
with these long songs, is that sometimes you send me, like, I think Mike has sent me a couple songs and I'm like, it just goes nowhere. You know, it just stays right there.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how to end a song, just fucking end it.
Just dun dun and
And
stop.
I hate to say it. I mean, we're gonna get we'll get further into Metallica, but they fall into it.
Oh, everybody falls into it at some point.
You know.
But
No, but they fall into it a lot
I know.
later on. Anyway, but yeah, but this song, I love the build.
Yes.
I love it, and then even the last few, like the last minute or so, changes again. It
Yes.
just changes. The song keeps building and changes and changes and changes.
And the bass in this song is all over the place.
Right.
In a good way. Mm-hmm. I'm kissing the ass of somebody who's already at the top.
Yeah.
You know, there are very few people in the universe. But Cliff Burton sucked. He didn't suck. He was a genius. He took. There's
Who
a
says
lot.
Cliff Burton sucks.
I don't know, but you know, it's like I'm not saying that anyone actually would say
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah.
But we're really back patting somebody who doesn't need it.
Right. Right.
But we do have to recognize.
But you do,
he's
because-
the reason guys like Steve DiGiorgio exist.
Right.
In the way they exist.
And the other thing is that a lot of people, I mean, you got to think new fans. Let's say all the new fans that came from the Black Album.
Don't know him.
If they didn't backtrack like you said, like you did, they have no idea.
Yep.
You know?
And Jason was good,
Yeah.
but he was not Cliff.
No. He was a charismatic guy.
Yes.
You know?
He was engaging,
Right.
and
A
entertaining,
showman. Right. Right.
but he was not Cliff.
Right. Right.
And Cliff, although engaging, a showman, an amazing writer, because he was writing the harmonies for them. Mm-hmm. So he was a great harmonist. He was doing amazing stuff. And the only thing I can say is that in the scale of like Cliff being at the upper end of things, being the best of the best,
yeah.
Jason's not next on the list.
No.
It's Robert.
yeah. Yeah.
Trujillo is definitely next.
Talent wise, yeah.
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 And that's not an insult to Jason either.
No. He was there for the purpose of his time.
And he left on his terms, which
Right.
I do think is amazing.
Right.
Because he only ever returned for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction and the 30th anniversary.
Are they on bad terms or are they?
No, they're
like,
they're pretty leveled off now.
Yeah, right.
They were at first because he left.
right.
And they like if you watch Some Kind of Monster, they're literally blaming him for leaving.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, not recognizing that it was them not bending to him wanting to do stuff on his own.
Uh-huh.
Not even using the Metallica name or anything.
Yeah.
Just wanted to do something. He wanted to do Voivod and I think it was Voivod and something else.
Yeah.
Just other small projects. Mm-hmm. And they were just like, no. And he's like, all right, I guess this isn't for me then.
Yeah. That's weird. But they're very controlling from what we hear.
They're very controlling. You got to think about it. Nobody else has done any real side projects. If
Yeah.
they have, they've done them as a band.
Yeah.
Lulu. Fucking Lou Reed. Ugh.
So you want to move on to Master of Puppets?
I do. But I don't, but I do.
I know.
I'm a little disappointed in myself
Why?
because I picked the song I wanted the most and not the one I should have picked.
Okay. Tell them what you picked.
So I picked Disposable Heroes.
Right. What did you want to pick?
Orion.
Okay, but it would have been the same thing.
It would have been the same thing again, but
Right.
the reason I picked my son's middle name is Orion, named after the song.
Okay, all right.
It is.
Well, we can still talk about it.
Yeah, I know, but still,
So,
it's not the same.
so let's go with disposable heroes. Why?
Oh, the idea of the military just being people used as cannon
Just
fodder.
thrown out there, right?
Yeah.
I know. Back
Which
to the
is
front.
Another thing that is said amongst Black Sabbath in the first two Black Sabbath albums. When you think of War Pigs, it's the same argument, and that was 20 years before.
Right.
So this is indicative of a major problem with the way we see the military.
It's still today. It's still
Yeah,
happening.
it's still happening. But yeah, without getting political,
Right.
But the idea of disposable heroes, and this I feel is a precursor to a song on their next album.
Which one?
One.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
I feel like this was what led them to write One,
Yeah.
because it is so emotionally brutal.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you know too much about James Hetfield's upbringing.
No.
Okay, so his parents were dead by the time he was 16 or 17.
Ooh, okay.
They were Christian Scientists,
Yeah.
not Scientologists. They believed that you could pray away disease and suffering.
Okay.
They literally died of autoimmune diseases because they weren't properly
Yeah.
vaccinated or treated. So he was very mad at the world.
Okay.
He was mad at religion. He was mad at the government. He was mad at everybody. And it shows in these first couple of albums hard. And this one more so because if you look at Disposable Heroes,
Yeah.
what he's saying is the government is literally funding a death squad of... It's like a reverse death squad. They're throwing just people out at a target and just hoping they get enough people on it to kill.
Right. Right.
And that's fucked up.
Yeah. And this album itself, I mean, we could thank Stranger Things for bringing this back to the forefront. But I mean, my kids.
Yeah. Oh, another interesting little factoid. So the song is played in Stranger Things
Yeah.
during a big scene.
Yeah, he's
It is
right.
not played correctly.
Well, he's playing it. He's playing it for real.
He's not.
I thought he was.
No, he plays it. He knows how to play it. He learned how to
Yeah.
play it. The recording that they used,
Yeah.
Ty Trujillo, Rob Trujillo's son played it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He actually has played with a few bands.
Yeah.
Ty Trujillo actually played bass for Korn for a while, and he's a teenager.
Yeah.
So this kid's really good.
But it's just so cool that they if Stranger Things has brought back a lot of music. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
not only the Metallica, but then Kate Bush, the same season.
Yep.
But I just wanted to bring that up because now even my kids, I'll put it on. They know
Yeah.
Master of Puppets. I'll put on another Metallica song and they're like, "What is this garbage?" But they'll get there. My kids are young.
They're young.
Yeah.
Funny with Kate Bush. That song came because of a duet with Peter Gabriel.
In 80.
It was in the
whatever.
early 80s. They did that. She did that. They did a duet together.
Yeah.
Their bassists worked together. Like it was this
whole
in group.
inbreeding weird group thing. Yeah.
But her bassist, Lee Sklar, also was the bassist for Phil Collins for his solo stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what Lee Sklar looks like, but imagine what a wizard without a hat looks like.
Mike.
But gray. All gray.
Yeah.
That's Lee Sklar.
Okay.
Lee Sklar has a YouTube channel where he plays all his songs. He's gotten copyright strikes against him from the producers of the songs that he played on.
Why?
Because
I guess he did some weird copyright.
yeah, it's copyright
law.
shit. It's all garbage.
Yeah.
But interesting. And Metallica, especially at this point, this is right before the loss of Cliff.
Right.
And this was a really, this was when they were at their highest.
Yeah.
Like at the time, they couldn't have gotten any higher than they were there. They were traveling Europe. I forget where was it. It wasn't Denmark.
I don't know.
I forget where they were. Where the bus accident happened. But the driver said he hit black ice. The bus overturned. That's Genghis Khan from the last time we were talking. Relax.
What the fuck?
Relax.
Yeah. So, it's listen. It's a turning point for
Sweden.
Sweden. All right.
Yes.
I was gonna say Finland, but all right.
They're close.
Yeah.
the Swedish and Finnish would not agree, but close enough. But yeah, now we're gonna go to the second song,
Yeah.
and the penultimate track on Master of Puppets, and this is Damage Inc.
Yeah. This was
This is a knife in the gut song.
this was the heaviest song I've ever heard in my life at the time.
It's still one of the heaviest songs ever written.
It was my favorite album for my favorite song for quite a while from Metallica, and I even had the back patch, the skull with the two.
Yeah.
I guess they were clubs with spiked clubs through it. I wish I knew where that back patch was. I probably threw it away as a dumb teenager or whatever when I was finished with my fucking leather, my jean jacket. But I wish I would have held on to that, and I gotta find it again and put it on a jean jacket and wear it again like a fucking old man in a fucking midlife crisis.
You're past your midlife crisis.
Shut up! Why? I didn't buy a Corvette yet.
Oh God. I can't even make fun of it.
Or is this podcast my midlife crisis?
Yes.
What?
No, this podcast is your midlife crisis.
Oh, okay. You fucking confused me there. So what are you looking up?
I'm looking at the words.
Okay.
If you ever read the words to Damage Inc.,
Uh-huh.
it's really nasty.
Yes.
Ugh.
When I was a kid, that was the coolest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
And again, I must have a thing for fucking when they just fade into a song.
You do like a fade in.
I do.
No, it's not a joke.
I know.
You do enjoy a good fade in.
Yeah.
It feels live.
I do. Because I even see it on the next one too. God damn it!
Yeah, no, and that is.
Oh, you switched us around.
Yeah, for this one I put in.
So all right, so
Is this is you first? No.
yeah,
Did you pick Blackened?
yes.
So we both did it on this one.
What, the fade in?
The weird fade in.
The short straw. Oh yeah,
Yeah, it has
All
that.
right.
It has the repeating riff. Yeah, Blackened is one of those wild fucking songs.
Now I remember where I bought this album. I was in 2000. I mean, I'm sorry, in 1988. I was when this came out. I had just turned 12. So, right? Was I 12? Yeah, I was 12. The following summer, Bell Boulevard had used to have street fairs on it,
Okay.
and I went to they used to sell, they used to have racks of tapes.
Oh,
Racks
I
and
remember
racks of
those
tapes.
days.
And I went up there and I found this. I found, because back then I couldn't, I didn't have the money to buy albums,
Yeah.
and I also didn't have the means of getting anywhere. So I remember I forget, my parents must have given me $20 or whatever to go to the street fair, and I went, and that was one of the first things I did. Was I went there and I found the tape of Injustice for All, and I put it in, and again, this song starts it out.
Yeah.
I'm a big beginning song and end song, apparently.
There's no problem with that.
No, but it's just the nostalgia of hearing the first song on an album, and it sets the tone for what you're in store for.
Yeah.
And Blackened didn't fucking disappoint.
This entire album doesn't disappoint.
It doesn't. And I didn't even realize that, I mean, back then I was 12, 13 years old. I didn't realize that there was no bass.
Well, it is turned down so low
Yeah.
that it is unusable.
Right.
He played bass on this, but in there, I guess maybe they just didn't want to hear. I think there was a lot of they were still drinking heavy. They were still in pain.
Right, and I
They
think
had very recently lost Cliff.
Right, and I think that's the explanation they give.
Yeah.
Is that they didn't think anybody could replace Cliff, so they didn't feel
Like they should do
the
like,
obligation of,
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked up.
It is fucked up.
You get the guy in the band and then you don't fucking put him on the album, and he plays the whole fucking thing.
But you got to remember, he did live.
Oh yeah,
And he rocked that shit.
Right.
And like I've said, we've talked about the Guitar Hero strip tracks, Justice for Jason.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Yeah, the bass tracks in there make it, and they're Jason's bass tracks, pumped up.
Yeah.
They're pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It's fucking great way to start an album.
Oh, and I heard that it's what is it? Is it reversed or something? That the beginning of Blackened. I think the first riff is, if I remember correctly.
They reverse the pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an interesting way to play it.
Yeah.
There's another band that does something with a reverse pattern that I really love. I will not subject you to that song because it is 28 minutes long.
Ugh.
I understand. One day I will find just that section so you can hear it.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. No problem.
Yeah, but this, I mean, looking at the lyrics are just aggressive.
Yeah.
And this
then
entire album is
I
angry.
was just about to bring this whole album. I mean, we used to listen to it, at Scott's house, Scott McPartland, and the tightness of the with the stops.
Yes.
I mean, I know you do that with I don't even know if they did that. Could they do that with the button back then? I remember when we recorded, if you wanted a tight stop, you just press the button and mute it.
It's changed. These days you can actually cut
Right, you can-
sections out.
right.
You can literally drag and cut sections of silence out.
Right. But these, they're so tight. I mean, goddamn, it was so
I remember
heavy back then. Oh my god.
my friend's band, they were very big into chugging.
Yeah.
And the dead space is as important as the
It is.
as the
That's
sound.
the same thing with this album.
And they were recording back when Fastlane was still active.
Okay.
And they were literally going through in Pro Tools, cutting dead space out in between
Right.
notes.
So it's a cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's painful. That's
Yeah.
a lot of work.
Right. But I'm wondering if that's what they did here, or is it actually them stopping?
I don't know.
You know,
It's a control. You also, these guys have been working together so long that they're in sync in a level that most people will never understand.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain the connection that two musicians feel when playing together. Mm-hmm. Even a singer and a drummer and a singer and a bassist.
Oh yeah.
There's a connection there that you feel, and it's never quite describable.
And the thing is you don't have to say anything.
Yeah,
It's the feel. It's the flow.
you don't even have to be looking at each other sometimes.
No. I remember playing with Mike and John and Keith and I mean and the multiple
Every other guitarist.
Keith Murray and I'm not gonna go through them all. Barry and we went to so many, but it was so much a feel.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
I do miss it. I miss it a lot.
Yeah,
And I get it. I get it with you, Dave. Here.
yeah. Drink your drink.
Okay,
Shut
what,
the fuck up.
What song did you pick next?
Yeah, the fucking shortest straw. Speaking of people who drew short straws, you're stuck here with me, motherfucker. Remember, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. You actually voluntarily said, I think I want to do a podcast with you. On fucking purpose.
Well, no, I said I wanted to do a podcast, and you said I'll do it, and I went okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I picked the shortest straw because, I said, this album is, you can feel the pain that they're still feeling.
Oh yeah.
And I know people who don't listen to metal won't get that. Mm-hmm. Fucking listen, give it a listen and get it.
Yeah.
It is so crazy.
Yeah. He's angry. You could hear
They're angry at the universe at this point.
You could hear it in James's voice.
Oh yeah.
In the playing, it's a heavy fucking album.
And top to bottom, there's no real respite.
Yeah.
Like there's no calm. There are calm parts.
I was gonna say "To Live Is to Die" is
And
very, but
if
then
you
it
listen to
gets-
their playing, they're playing in "To Live Is to Die" is all raw nerve. Mm-hmm. They're on the verge of losing their minds. Mm-hmm. And that little poem written by Cliff in the middle.
Right.
Ooh. It's not often I give the shiver, and that is not douche. That was pure this album is just like you're watching somebody go through the pain of loss.
Right.
And they do well, considering.
Oh yeah.
But man, I mean it's absolutely brutal.
And they made it. I mean, listen. Up until this point, every one of these albums has been. I mean, I'll listen to this day. I'll
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes I'm sitting in my
Not
car.
with my
and
wife in the car, but
What?
And I won't listen to these with my wife in the car.
Oh,
Because I don't want to hear the complaints.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes I'm sitting in traffic, and there are albums that I won't listen to anymore. But one of these, sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I'll give a good Metallica listen.
Yeah.
Either a playlist or an actual album in full, and all these so far
Oh, yeah.
could be full listens.
Well, most of these are like beginning to end listens.
Yeah, except for Escape.
Well, yeah, Escape. We obviously are going to ignore Escape. It's a bad song.
Even they say it's a bad
Yeah,
song.
I think they played it once as a goof.
Yeah,
So now we're going to go across the
threshold.
threshold.
Yeah,
We're going to touch on the first of the Bob Rock albums. And I think we both picked good songs.
I am going to say, I don't dislike this album.
I don't dislike this. I really like this album. It was
Yeah.
the first Metallica album I heard.
Yeah,
So for me, on what we know as the Black Album, or as they call it, Metallica,
yeah,
if they had put a song called Metallica on there, it would have been complete.
over.
Really, Iron Maiden.
No, but Metallica this far into your into your career. What?
Yeah, no. I was thinking because Dream Theater, I think they have an album called Dream Theater.
Wait, well, yeah, but they have a song called Dream Theater.
Looking it up now.
Oh, okay.
I have to find out because if they do, I'm just gonna douchebag them.
So you picked Through the Never,
Yes.
which is phenomenal, and there are so many songs that we both could have picked on this. Through the, it's heavy.
Yes.
It's heavy.
It absolutely is. It's this, and for me, Through the Never has this dancey kind of energy to it.
Right.
Even though it's straight up pumping, it's got this give and take to it. Because it's honestly in the production that makes it sound like that.
Yeah.
The drums have never sounded this big, but that's also Bob Rock,
Right.
Who produced I think Dr. Feelgood for Motley Crue.
I think so.
And those are the biggest drums in hard rock history. These are the biggest drums in heavy metal.
Yeah.
At this point, I mean, the sound was undeniable. No, there's no song called Dream Theater.
Okay, good.
I checked because I'd be like, you douchebags.
Yeah.
Double checking.
But how would you write a song about a Metallica song called Metallica?
I got nothing.
Good,
I really don't.
good. I'm glad they didn't either. So, all right. So Through the Never.
And then you picked The God That Failed.
Yes.
And this is the one, I had to look up why they wrote this because this was 91. I was 9 years old? 10?
Yeah.
10. I was 10 years old. I was still in Catholic school.
Okay.
This was if my parents had known I was listening to this,
Yeah.
they would have broke the CD over my face.
Really?
Yeah, this was not going to be okay.
This is exactly why I listened. I mean,
Yeah, but you were also, at this point, I was 10, you were 14.
yeah.
A little different.
Yeah.
Also, I had access a little, no, I was older than that when I first heard this. That was the year it came out.
91.
I was like
yeah.
14, 15. Still, that my dad would have tried to crack it over my face.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad's super religious, so I understand why he would feel that way. But then I had to look up why he would feel this way.
What was it? It was his childhood.
It was his childhood, his
Yeah.
family's upbringing, and
Right.
all the things that he was taught were wrong.
Yeah. And like I wanted to say, we could have picked a million. I could have picked a million songs. I wanted to do "Struggle Within,"
Which is a great fucking song too.
Right. Which is heavy as shit if you listen to it.
So is God That Failed?
People, but I know, but a lot of people. The amazing thing is that people said that was not a heavy album.
Oh, this is a heavy fucking album.
It's a heavy album.
There are less heavy songs.
I'll tell
on
you
this.
what, it got less heavy than that. Obviously, you listen to And Justice for All, and
Yeah.
then this comes. You're like, oh, all right. What made this a heavy album is Load comes out next, and you go, huh? Black Album wasn't so bad. I'm just glad both of us.
It wasn't as heavy as Justice.
No.
And Justice for All,
But
it
this
doesn't touch.
But this had
this also had
groove heavy,
and this also had their first slow song.
yeah, nothing else.
Nothing else matters, which is a beautiful song.
Yeah, it is.
But this had really punch you in the face heavy
Right.
songs.
You know what people hated?
Commercialism.
Yeah, the Enter Sandman.
Yeah.
Which, if you listen now, I mean, it's not a bad song either. It's
No, it's
just
not a bad song.
overplayed.
But overplayed songs are overplayed songs no matter what.
Right.
these are not bad songs.
Right. And it's the feeling of Metallica selling out.
I will back step one. My Friend of Misery is a weaker song,
Okay.
but still good.
Okay.
And then the end of the album, Struggle Within, is a weird way to end an album.
Yeah?
To me.
I love that. I think I wish it would have carried over. Because Struggle Within, I think, is a super fucking heavy song.
Yes.
And if you carried that over to the next album.
I think if you carried that over to the next album, it would have made it better. But also, it was a weird... For me, it felt like a weird way to end this album.
Yeah.
I think God That Failed might have been the perfect ending to this album.
Yeah. All right.
Just because it felt like...
Right.
That's the point he wanted to throw
Right.
at.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about the ones where I only picked one.
No, I picked one on this one.
Oh,
one.
you did. That's right.
But I picked mine because of a story.
It was Until It Sleeps.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. That is the odd headbanging. Was it Scott?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It was. We went to Florida.
As two grown men often do. Go ahead.
I was 19. He was 22, 23, whatever.
Oh, so he groomed you. Love you, Scott.
Listen, we were
Not as much as what he does, apparently.
Anyway, we originally we're gonna go back to the last list. Me and Scott used to get together and we used to watch Sightings.
Yes.
You know what Sightings was?
Yes.
It was a paranormal show where they used to show like UFOs and ghosts and shit, right? And there was a segment on it that said that Palm Coast, Florida, I believe it's Palm Coast, or Pensacola, somewhere in the Panhandle, was one of the highest UFO hotspots. So we wanted to go.
Okay, that's not weird.
No, it is weird.
No, it's not that weird.
So we wanted to go look for UFOs.
Wait, do you want to talk about weird?
Okay.
Two grown men going to Pennsylvania for Amish food and antiques.
Okay.
That's weird.
Did you do anything to each other?
No.
No, that it's not weird.
Did you guys do stuff to each other?
No, exactly.
I don't know.
So
I don't judge.
long story short.
I don't know the daddy you're looking for.
Long story short is Scott immediately starts looking into, and this is before the internet, really. It was 96? So like just before the internet.
Okay.
So he starts looking into going there, and we find out that it's real fucking expensive to go to that part of Florida.
So we'll go to any part of Florida.
He comes to me, he goes, you know what though? Fort Lauderdale's not that expensive. It was $150 round trip. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
All right, I think of it now, and I'm like, holy crap!
I can't get to Pennsylvania for $150.
Right. So we go down there, and it's not a UFO trip anymore. It's just kind of
Two dudes hanging out.
two metal guys. Never been to fucking Fort Lauderdale in our lives, right? We're staying at the Best Western. Two metal guys who won't ask for directions on which way, to go get stuff. So one day we walk out and we just want to get food and drinks. We walk out and we make a left. I am wearing a Black Pantera shirt and black jeans in fucking Florida in the summer.
How many blocks did you get before you felt tired?
We fucking went, I would say we walked a mile. Right?
And nothing.
And no, we found a fucking gas station a mile away. We got this is
A glass bottle Gatorade.
I have so many stories on this trip. So we get I think it was a 7-Eleven or whatever it was. So I get a bag of chips and a drink. Scott buys a truck stopper, which is a fucking sandwich like this that I believe was roast beef, I think.
Yeah, you hope it was.
And he gets I think his mom sent it with him. God, he's gonna kill me. She sent him a 6-pack of little prune juices.
I found it.
There it is. Right?
That is a 7-Eleven convenience store sandwich called the Truck Stopper. I don't even think I want it. It looks like a turd in a fucking sandwich.
So
who would eat this fucking thing?
So I'm getting way off the story here, but I'm going to tell you. There is a story that to this day me and Scott tell. So we walk back, and we ask the front desk which way is the strip. We know Fort Lauderdale is like a party city. He goes, oh, you go out the door and you make a right.
And it's right there?
Literally. 2 blocks away. Right? So, whatever.
Shit.
Scott goes, I'm going to tell this story, then I'm going to tell the Metallica story. So we get home, and Scott, into the hotel room, and Scott gets scared that he has not shit yet.
Because he ate a turd.
No, he hasn't eaten that yet. He ate that. Then he drank the prune juices that his mom brought.
Why did his mom bring prune juices?
I don't know. So I wake up the next morning, and he had overnight. I think I
An
heard
accident?
I think I heard him overnight shitting. You know, he was like letting it go because it all hit him at once.
It doesn't. You don't have a choice when prune juice is
So the
involved.
next day, I go into the bathroom and I'm peeing, and I look, and right next to the toilet is the tub, and there is a brown substance cascading down the tub on the side of the tub.
Did he shit in the tub?
So I go, Scott, what the fuck is that? He comes in and he looks and he goes, oh, that must be some kind of cleaning agent or something. Come to find out that he shit so hard, it came out underneath the toilet seat. And hit the
He hit the backstop?
tub, hit the tub. No, it's the tub next to the fucking thing. And it was dripping down the tub.
It came out under the sides of the toilet
That's
seat.
the only way we can figure out how it got onto the thing.
Oh, man,
but
that's
he was
gross.
so embarrassed. He told me it was some kind of cleaning agent.
Yeah.
When we both knew. It's a story to this day. That
Scott
we
shit sideways. We got it.
Anyway, the Metallica story is...
Wait, I just want you to know, it probably wasn't the prune juice. I'm looking at the sandwich.
Yeah.
It might as it's basically a Salisbury steak sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, this thing looks like a poop. It looks like a poop on a bun with a little bit of cheese.
So I don't know if it was the same day or whatever it is, but we're getting ready to go out, and I have already taken a shower, and I'm dressed, and I'm on the edge of the bed watching TV, and MTV was big back then, and this album had just come out, and we had made fun of Until It Sleeps, the video,
Incessantly.
because there is one part in the middle when like they get the little breakdown, and they come back into it, and it builds up, and in the video they are playing with such authority that it looks ridiculous.
And it is not that riff.
Right. So we would laugh our asses off. Now we're in Florida. We're having a good time. He's in the shower. He had just gotten out. And that part's coming up. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, Scott. And he comes running out in his towel.
I bet he had a towel on.
Just to see
You ever
that
try to
part.
keep a towel on while running?
Just to see that part. And it's the memories of Florida and this album and this song.
And prune juice and the
And
truck
Prune
stopper.
Juice and the truck stopper and Hurricane Willie, which was a guy who could fucking light a match in fucking a hurricane and keep it lit because we smoked back then and everything, And that whole trip was nuts.
NVTS nuts.
And there's a, I don't know. We have a videotape somewhere. I got to see if Scott still has it. And it's just our hijinks. So much fun, man. But that's why I picked this song, not because I like it, but because it brings back good memories. You're next.
Okay, so
Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the whole fucking thing.
I picked King Nothing.
All right.
Okay, so I've defended Load and Reload pretty hard.
Right.
I take it back. But when you're listening through the albums, these just don't hold up.
Well, we'll get to the next one.
I mean, just listening to from
King Nothing is not a bad song.
No, it's
just
not a bad song.
A bad song.
it's not representative of what Metallica was doing.
Lyrically, it was garbage.
Oh, well, I've told you I actually ruined Hero of the Day for a friend of mine.
Dude,
She's like, I love that song. So I read her the lyrics
Yeah.
while staring at her.
Yeah.
And she goes, please
it's
stop
fucking,
looking at
yeah,
me.
it's gross.
They're fucking
not gross.
awful.
I mean, but it's with this too.
Well, it's gross when I
like,
look at anybody eye to eye.
It's like Enter Sandman was
commercial, but it was
No,
built-
but it was like he's like fairy tale lines almost.
Yeah.
And the same thing in this. Wish I may, wish I might have
Well,
this
when you
wish
sing
I
it like
wish
that-
did not. But I mean, what?
no, it's not a good song.
But it's like, ew, dude. This is what you're writing? Gross.
Well, it didn't sit well with me. The more I listened to it, I'm like, it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with everything previous.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like they were trying to make more of what they were doing.
They were trying to fit in with the times, which I understand. You have to evolve. If you don't evolve, you stay stagnant.
Yeah.
So
You end up like a panda.
yeah, you
Eating and
can't
not
fuck.
wanting to fuck.
Yeah. So I understand what they were trying to do. They just didn't achieve it.
Yeah. They didn't achieve.
And they isolated a lot of their fans.
I wouldn't even say they just kind of abandoned a whole
I
section
mean, yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
and like I said, if you judge them on par with the rest of the albums, they do not hold their water at all.
Right. Right. Like you said, this I'm not on my way home and going, Kill 'Em All, Master of Puppets. You know what? Load.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
I
that.
know. And that's what led me to restate
Uh-huh.
these albums are not great.
Yeah.
And this is a thing I've defended tooth and nail for years.
Okay.
I am dancing back a little bit on that because this did not feel
Right.
like with the other songs.
Right. When we put them back to back like this,
Yeah,
you see
they
it,
didn't
right?
sit well,
Right.
and that actually comes to the next song, Prince Charming off of Reload.
Yeah. Now, go ahead. Bring up your and I'll explain myself.
It just doesn't hold up. It just
I just didn't like it. I haven't. Can I tell you something? I only know a few songs on Reload
okay.
because by this time I had totally just given up.
Yep.
So I didn't even know this song, and I didn't like this song, and so much so that I did not even. I don't even have a pick from this album.
I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one where you had no input.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that because I really felt like I didn't want to put anything from this album. I just felt
Yeah.
I should have.
Now, why did you pick? Like, I had. This is the first time I've heard this song.
Because the
By the
song
way.
I wanted to put on here is fucking too goddamn long.
Okay. Which one was it?
Fixer.
Okay.
It's the last song.
Uh-huh.
It's a long song.
I haven't heard that one either. I'll have to listen to it on my way home.
You may not love it.
I know, but
it's not a.
I just want to see what you
Yeah.
what you wanted to put on there. I may stop it in 3 seconds, but
It's something. It's better than a lot of the stuff on here.
yeah.
Unforgiven 2 is on here, and that is not great.
But that's why. See, they started revisiting stuff.
Yes.
You have a song Unforgiven, leave it there.
I
Why
did
do you
like
need
Low Man's
Unforgiven
lyric.
2? Huh?
I did like Low Man's lyric. It's the third to last track.
Yeah.
I liked it. But as a Metallica album, it's not. Nah.
Yeah. Okay.
Eh. And then it's not. None of this is on the list. Mm-hmm. But top to bottom, when they released Garage Inc. in '98,
Yeah.
perfect. It's just
yeah.
every cover they've done,
Right.
including a Merciful Fate medley.
Yeah.
Oh, also the only covers of the Misfits that I will say I'll listen to voluntarily.
Covers of the Misfits?
Covers of the Misfits.
Okay.
I don't like the Misfits.
Yeah.
They made me like these songs.
Yeah. They didn't veer very far from them, though.
I know, but I can't stand Glenn's voice.
All right, whatever.
I'm not saying they're bad.
I
They
know.
have
I
have
know.
their place in history. They invented a genre of punk.
Horror punk, really.
Yeah, they invented an entire subgenre. And I was part of a band that was heavily influenced by horror stuff. So I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't like fucking Glenn's voice. Glanzig does Elvis? Mm-mm.
Did you say Glanzig?
Yeah, it might as well be.
I like
I think I'm going to start calling him that.
Glanzig.
Glanzig.
I like it.
Ugh. Now I'm just thinking of a fat guy, Glandular Danzig.
Come on, if we start a new band, I want to call it Glanzig.
Only if I get to sing like
Of
that.
course you can.
I can't even do it. My voice is too fucked up.
So, all right, so you pissed? You you picked Prince Charming only because you had to pick a song.
I felt like I that's something I could listen to and not want to bash myself in the head.
Right.
But I wanted to pick Fixer.
Okay.
Just the 3 X's in Fixer also bothers me.
Right, just call it
Just
Fixer.
call it Fixer.
Yeah. You don't have to get
Scroll the
cute
fuck
with
up.
it. Right.
But I do want to talk about Garage Inc. because now we have space.
Yeah, go ahead.
Die Die My Darling, their cover of Turn the Page.
Yes.
Made me.
I loved the original.
Of course, everyone loves Bob
The
Seger.
Bob Seger version.
But
which
it
is
made
the live
me
one too.
remember Bob Seger
Yeah.
and how much I like Bob Seger.
Right. Even Whiskey in the Jar,
Whiskey in the Jar, which is
an Irish folk song.
it's an Irish folk song, but they got it from, oh man, Phil Lynott, Thin Lizzy.
Okay.
And their version is very much like Thin Lizzy's. And then beautiful. Helpless.
Yes.
So these are the Helpless and Am I Evil? Those are Diamond Head songs.
Yeah. Oh, I did not know "Helpless" was a Diamond Head song.
Oh yeah, and it sounds nothing like
Right.
the original.
Right.
Nothing.
Bread Fan.
Bread Fan.
Bread Fan was one of my favorite songs for a long time.
So What?
Yeah.
And that was
That's a Queen song.
Yeah. Wait.
Is it?
So What?
Oh wait, was it?
No,
oh,
you're
wait.
thinking Stone Cold Crazy.
That's right. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say So What is definitely not.
No. Who's So What?
Anti-Human League,
Okay.
I think. Out of this entire track listing, it's 2 discs. I can think of one song where I didn't know where it was going, The Wait, and I still enjoyed the trip.
Oh yeah.
Crash Course in Brain Surgery, Blitzkrieg, Bread Fan. You know, these are great songs. And is Bread Fan budgie? No.
No. I know. As soon as you say it, I know I'm going to be like, oh yeah. I could even fake
Budgie.
it. It is?
Yeah, it's budgie.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I obviously I knew it because it was
Yeah.
in my brain somewhere, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, this album was phenomenal.
And the greatest part is to listen to the original and how they changed it.
And how different.
Like Bread Fan is
Yes.
completely different. You
The
know,
Prince, Helpless, these songs did not sound like that.
right?
The Lover Man,
I don't remember that one. Why did I not remember?
it's a
that
slow one.
Probably why I skipped
Devil
it.
Waiting Outside Your Door.
I don't know.
No?
If it was slow, and back then I was probably like, no.
Is Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Okay.
Weird, but good. Tuesday's Gone.
Yes.
How do you... It's hard not to kiss the ring of this, especially a cover album like this.
Yeah.
And for a band at this point in their career, didn't need to do a cover album.
Yeah.
They had done the
had
EPs.
done it, yeah.
And they just pushed them all together and released them as one official recording with a audio quality that was better than all the previous.
Right.
And that's what made the difference.
Yeah.
And then they did I Disappear for the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack. Then they did S&M,
Yeah.
which had 2 new songs on it. No Leaf Clover and...
You lost me. This is where I have no idea.
Oh, man, my brain's not working. It was No Leaf Clover and something else. I'm going to have to... I'll have to look it up later, but
All right.
there was another song.
This is where I've abandoned fucking Metallica.
And then we jumped to Saint Anger.
yeah.
We have nothing on here from Saint Anger.
New.
The drum quality, the drum recording was awful. The bass was Bob Rock, whatever. The music was lacking guitar solos, which they said it was stylized, a stylistic choice. I don't like it.
Right. You know, that's not Metallica. Metallica always had the
There are
solos.
songs on here that I've heard before,
And
I don't remember what they sound like.
You're hurting Kirk Hammett. That was his thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you make an album with no solos?
I don't know.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
whole album was a bad idea.
Right.
And then that was 2003.
Okay.
5 years later, with 2008, we have Death Magnetic.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this album?
No.
It's not terrible, except for one song that is absolutely terrible.
Okay.
Unforgiven 3.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm going to...
Really? Oh, Jesus.
Unforgiven 3.
Come on, man. Why?
They couldn't have figured out how to kick that dead horse any harder. I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
It was not good.
Right.
Then we'll fast forward to 2011. Lulu. With Lou Reed.
Yeah.
It really should have been the Lou Reed experience.
With Metallica.
No.
Oh.
They should have left themselves out of it. This
Oh, okay.
fucking sucked. Donkey dick.
I don't even know. They probably won't know. Did they release one song with them, right? With a single on it or no?
I don't know. I saw Lou Reed's name. I went, fuck this. Fuck this and everyone involved. And then in 2016, we got Hardwired to Self-Destruct.
There were a couple of songs on there that I heard that were okay.
I'm looking at this album. I have no idea what's going on here.
Really?
No idea what they were thinking.
Okay.
It was heavy for the sake of heavy.
Right.
The songs didn't make sense. They didn't feel like they felt energetic, but not towards a point.
Okay.
It was just weak.
Okay.
And they had the Lords of Summer at the end of it, and that was a reference to the black metal guys.
Okay.
Whatever. And now we come to 2023 with 72 seasons. You included Lux Eterna on here.
Yes. Now, I must say,
It is a good song.
This song, it blew me away. When I first
I
heard
haven't
it,
even listened to this whole album yet.
I did the other day. And this is what I wanted to bring up about falling into the trap of not knowing how to end a song. Their songs on this album. This song, Lux Eterna, amazing. I love it. I love it. It almost brought me back to like old Metallica, almost Kill 'Em All days, almost. You know? It didn't feel forced. It felt like they had fun doing it.
Well, it's important.
You know? And I know I've watched a bunch of things that saying that Lars didn't play that drum beat. But listen, it can be done.
If he can play it live,
Yeah.
I don't care who played it originally.
Right.
I've learned over the last, I'll say year, a lot of the songs that I've loved don't have either the voice in mind, the voice that they planned.
Right.
Like Faith No More with The Real Thing.
Yeah.
Written for Chuck Mosley. I did not know that.
Right.
Knowing that changes how I look at it.
Right. Because Mike Patton had to go in there. And
He had to go in there and sing as written.
Yeah.
And there's a lot missing from the style based on that. I do love that album. That is one of my Desert Island albums.
Well, almost every Faith No More album is
I know.
theirs album.
But I know Mr. Bungle is on your list.
The first
And
one. The
that's-
first album.
It's not my place to judge your Desert Island. But I think there's something to be said, like when you have he stepped in and played something. Robert Trujillo coming in and playing all the stuff written before him in
Right.
Metallica. The way he plays it, it's not like you can come in and play it, whatever.
Right. He makes it his own.
Yeah, and really doesn't try. The drummer who replaced Portnoy in Dream Theater walked into a pretty big hole.
Yeah.
He leaves a big hole in that band. And stepping into those shoes is huge. I don't feel he really has brought it as far as writing.
Okay.
But that's, my opinion.
Right.
In this, if Lars didn't play on this, or they did, some other drum trickery.
I think they did. Yeah. Yeah.
And he can play it live,
Right.
cool.
Right.
Yeah. He may not have been ready to do it then, as long as he can do it now.
But this song.
What I learned about 12 Foot Ninja fucking blew my soul out of my ass.
What?
The fact that they don't record with a drum set, a live drum set.
What do they record with?
They record with a digital drum kit,
Yeah.
like a Roland V drum set.
Okay.
And then he reamps the sounds into Superior Drummer
Ah.
and puts the drum hits over his MIDI notes.
Really?
So those drums are not physical drums in a room with a mic against underneath the skins.
Yeah.
None of that.
Okay.
Blew my soul out of my ass.
Yeah.
I'm like,
In a bad
fucking
way or a
what?
good way?
No, in a great way.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. He's able, because he lives in an apartment.
Yeah.
He's able to play his studio kit
Yeah.
at home with
Yeah, yeah,
headphones. It's huge.
Right.
So with the other guys in 12 Foot Ninja, they all do the same thing with their amps.
Really?
Their pedals
Uh-huh.
have their amps and their speaker cabinets all modeled in there.
Yeah.
They can play with headphones at home.
That's nuts.
That's the pedals I use at home now are
Yeah.
all digital modeling.
Yeah.
Because I have a 6-year-old.
yeah.
I can't play in the middle of the night
Right.
like I want to.
Yeah.
So I just plug in
Like I want
headphones.
to.
Like I want to. I don't know why I just had to do that with you.
I don't know.
I don't know why you did in the first place, but whatever.
I don't know. It's,
But yeah, this is one of those times where the change in technology has helped them.
right.
It did not help on Death Magnetic or
No.
whatever
But
the fuck
it feels-
Hardwired was.
They went back to basics.
Yes.
I mean, the album is okay.
I haven't heard the rest of it,
The
but that song
songs-
is pretty pumped.
The songs are not terrible. I mean, some of them drag on. I'm not going to lie. You don't need a 7-minute song for a song you can finish in 3-4 minutes. You know what I mean?
It's the Beatles theory.
It feels like, like you said, a lot of bands fall into it. They just don't know where to end it. When it could have ended 3 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not going anywhere. You're not putting another riff in. You're not progressing a story or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just end it.
Yeah.
I don't need 14 solos and all that, you know?
It's that thing where they want to keep the riff going. They want to keep it heavy and hard and fast.
Right.
But they don't know where to change it.
Are they
I don't know what that is.
That's a...
Yeah, I don't know what the
plane
fuck that
crashing?
is. Don't joke. That happened in this neighborhood. In the 50s or 60s.
All right, at least it didn't... It passed us. If it
Yeah.
crashes into the Brooklyn Bridge, we're good.
Just remember, a plane crashed on 7th Avenue in the 50s, I
Yeah.
think? 40s or 50s.
All right, that's just police.
That's the worst siren I've ever heard.
Anyhow,
That sounds like a dying basset hound.
listen, give 72 Seasons a chance.
I'll give it a shot.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I just wanted to... I couldn't pick one from Reload because I started listening to it and I went, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, nah.
And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to showcase the newer stuff because I feel that I mean it's never going to be old Metallica again, but it's
And I think that's actually the problem where they're trying to sound like old Metallica again.
But this is
It's good.
Yeah.
It's not. Okay, I can't judge. I haven't listened to this album. So 72 Seasons, I'm not counting. But
Okay.
Hardwired and Death Magnetic,
yeah.
they're trying to be old Metallica,
Right.
and they're not getting the point across the way they want to. And you can feel it. So it feels like they're trying to be it, but failing.
Right. This one feels like
They're not failures.
No,
they're just failing at capturing that sound.
even with this, you think?
I don't know. I like I said, this song is good.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard the whole album.
Okay.
And I can't judge the whole album based on this.
Okay. So there it is.
Yeah. So that's the list. That's Metallica in a nutshell.
Right.
If you don't like Metallica, you're entitled to your opinion.
Right.
If you're complaining about the first 4 albums, you can go fuck yourself with a stick. Escape, we understand. We get it. It's not great. Everything else, like those first 4 are amazing. The Black Album's a good album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Load and Reload, I'm starting to see what everyone else sees. After that, it gets a little funky.
Right.
And I'm going to give Lux Eterna and 72 Seasons more of a shot.
Yeah. Give it a listen.
But I guess it's that time.
Yeah.
So before we go, we need to talk about Unworked Apparel. Instagram, Unworked Apparel. I can't wait to see what he has for me.
Okay.
I have some stuff that I asked for. I'm going to see how that comes out. What?
Nothing.
Is it? Are you not looking forward to my new shirt?
No, I'm not.
Oh, gosh.
You fucking asshole.
I was going to keep it a surprise, and I just couldn't. I couldn't hold it in. I was too excited. It's too good. Had to share it. I'm getting new hoodies, too. I needed a new hoodie. My hoodie that he gave me when it might have been when he first started.
Yeah.
Finally started showing its age. You know, it started, some of the seams started coming loose after a decade.
Yeah.
And there was actually a hole in one of
Pretty
the arms.
goddamn good run.
It's a pretty good run for a hoodie.
Right?
Especially my fat ass stretching it out. Yeah. And we want to talk about Searchlights by the Weege. You can find them on Bandcamp. Check them out. They're a good time. 8 tracks covering jazz improv of pop songs, metal songs. You know, they have Black Sabbath in there. They have Billie Eilish and Wu-Tang Clan. If you can't find a more diverse cross section of music. Check them out. They're awesome. And for now, it's time to go.
Yeah, man. Who are you?
I'm basher.exe on Instagram.
All right. I am Nugs29.
And we are Hit the Stage Podcast on Instagram. We are Hit the Stage Podcast. Wow. HitTheStagePodcast.com. Mike and Dave Hit the Stage on YouTube. And
I think that's everything.
I think that's all of them.
I know.
I'm just going to get a sign.
Right.
Just slap it right Right there.
Uh-huh.
Right? Like
here?
that. Like
Right there.
like this. Yeah. Even it out. Eventually, we're still working on things. I think I got the video stuff figured out.
Okay.
Kind of for now.
Listen, we're only 29 episodes in.
Yeah, 29. We did it.
Yeah.
Still hasn't hit me in the face.
No. You still haven't thrown me out the window.
Because you haven't hit me in the face.
All right,
we've
cool.
established it. We're all good. For now, take care of each other. Take care of yourselves.
Hail Hetfield.
Hail Halford.
Hail Alfred.
Later.